Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go out of our chanda and then walk down to the beach. Yeah. Right, so if you look down here, well, this is the beach, and you can see it's really close. What we'll do is we'll actually walk down to the seafront to see how close it is. Today is Sunday, so on a Sunday all the people from the villages come down to the beach, so it's actually quite crowded for February, and also it's a beautiful day, which helps. Mind you, to be honest, it's almost always a beautiful day, which is the thing about living here. Right, so if you look to the left there, you can see Benidorm itself, you know, the town centre. That's the noisy part where you've got all the shops and the discotheques and the nightclubs. There's the Mirador, which is where people go to get a view of both bays, because you can't actually see the other bay from here. It's just on the other side of the Mirador. And this is the Poniente beach, which means sunset in Spanish, because that is where the sun sets. And the other beach, which we can't see, which is the touristy one, is Levante. So let's cross the road onto the beach. Right, so if you look down there, you've got all the restaurants along the seafront. You've got a mixture of you know, very cheap bars, very good for value home cooking, and some pretty upmarket ones. This one here on the corner is fantastic. It does really good paellas and really good rice dishes, and it's quite pricey. As you can see from the car parked outside, probably belongs to one of the people having lunch there. And there's another very good restaurant down the road. But on the other hand, if you look over there, you've got a very well-known family restaurant, Los Chiquitos. I used to play with their kids when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and they've always been here, and they're, you know, famous for very good family cooking. And this is the beach. Now this is the best thing about Benidorm, really. The beach, fantastic sand. Let's walk up to the sea's edge, yeah? And you've got the beautiful golden sand, plenty of it. At the moment there's obviously not many people here because we're in February. But even in August, there's always room. I mean, you never have to fight for a place to put your umbrella, even in the middle of August. And my mother, when she was living here, well, she'd have a swim every day of the year to give you an idea of the temperature of the sea. So if you're brave enough, personally I'm not brave enough, but my mother was. If you're brave enough, you can actually swim every day of the year here. As I said, for my liking, it gets a bit chilly around this time of year, but it depends. The sea's always more or less this calm, even in the winter when it gets stormy. Very rarely can't swim. Sometimes when the wind picks up, they call it Levante here, you can get high waves and they can put the red flag up. But I mean, that's like probably about a week a year or 2 weeks a year. It hardly ever happens. Right, well, opposite you've got the island of Benidorm. You can take a boat trip out to the island and spend the day there. And there's a restaurant that's very popular. Okay, so we've got a sweep of the bay now, so we can sort of sweep to the right to the end of the beach. You can see the beach goes for about 1 kilometre from where we're standing right to the end there. So that's a nice walk right to the end. You can actually go round the beach to another Cala around the corner, the Cala de Finistrad, which is also a nice walk to do. And if we pan round that way, then we can see the sweep of the beach the other way. You've got about 2 kilometers there. So if you want to walk to Benidorm, if you want to walk to the town centre from here, it's about 2 kilometers. Normally it takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes if you're walking, or you can catch one of the buses which goes along the seafront. I think it's every 30 minutes, I can't remember actually, it's probably less now, but when I was a kid it was every 30 minutes, and that takes you into the centre of town. Okay, so just for you to get your bearings, if we look that way, there, okay, down that road, okay, down that road there is where the two flats are. You've got Los Naranjos on the left and you've got Archanda on the right. Okay, so let's walk towards them now and see how to get to them.